Hey y'all, this episode of Gay Side Stories is going to be a complete and utter mess because we are drinking the Chelshire.
The Chelshire, the official drink of Bar Chelshire and this podcast.
Right.
Yes, all right, so welcome to another episode of Gay Side Stories. I am your host, Trill.
And I'm your other host, Chelshire.
As always, we want to thank you guys for listening and joining us for another week. You can go to gaysidestories.com for more information. And if you didn't already know, if you're a first-time listener or if you just happen to have missed this in previous episodes, you can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play Music. Make sure that you subscribe and share. Sharing the links helps us grow. It helps other people find us. And, you know, we want to grow. We want to reach a bigger audience. So make sure that you tell whoever. You know, you can tell your weave tech, your bill collectors, you know, that one guy in the club that you always see but you don't ever go and talk to. Your favorite bartender, you know, phone sex operators if you're into that kind of thing. Really, whoever it takes. In this instance, boy, 69. All right. Thank you guys so much. So I have a new segment for you guys. This segment is called Trill Minds, and it is a companion to the Trill Minds blog that I just started. That's featured on the website. Basically, this is a news segment for LGBTQA news. It's loosely inspired by the Black Excellence on the Read. Shout out to Kid Fury and Crystal. But this is not always going to be, you know, like something good. I just really wanted to highlight stories that I come across during the week. So I'm, you know, going across different blogs. On the actual blog, there will be more posts. On the show, I'm only going to do maybe one or two. And really, it's just also because I've never really been one to keep up with our community's news. Well, sometimes I go through phases because, you know, sometimes the news is just like
bitch bye,
literally and figuratively. But I feel like it's important, you know. Like I say, it's cliche to say I know, but there is more to this quote unquote lifestyle than, you know, like nudes and, you know, penis measurements. So it's important to see what's going on, especially with this, you know, rutabaga ass motherfucker we got in the White House. Like, it's important to really pay attention and know what's going on. So for this week, I have two. Oh, and by the way, make sure you guys can also send me articles too. If you come across something in the news that relates directly to the community, feel free to send that to me. So this week I got two stories, real quick. The first one is I Am Jazz transgender doll. And so this is Jazz. She's the 16-year-old transgender girl that has that show on TLC. They're making a doll out of her. And it's supposed to show today. Well, for you guys, this will be the 18th, but we're recording tonight. The company is called Tanner Doll Company that's making it. It's supposed to be on sale in July. They're gonna have it in select stores, whatever that means, but they're also going to have it on their website. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I think that it's going to be the first doll modeled after a transgender person.
That's nice.
The other story is there was a guy on Twitter. His name is Trayvon. And during the Black Gay Slay hashtag that was on Twitter, I think that was last Saturday or maybe the Saturday before, I don't remember. He posted some pictures. You know, he's a makeup artist. You know, his makeup was flawless. He posted his pictures. So, of course, some fuckboy supreme took his pictures and did one of them raggedy ass, oh, if your son came home looking like this and crying and begging you for acceptance, what would you do? And, you know, that got a lot of retweets. So he clapped back and he said, one, I wouldn't cry if not one soul on this earth didn't accept me for me. And I was like, he said, 2, you're lame as fuck. And again, I was like, and he said, 3, next time you want clout off of me, at me.
Come on, Trayvon.
And, you know, his response was blowing up. You know, I think I saw a couple of celebrities were like, you know, what the fuck? Like, I would support my child and you go, Trayvon. I'm really hoping that this turns into something major for him. Like, you know, like, honestly, some celebrity needs to be trying to get him on their makeup team. So I hope that happens for him. He's been blowing up. You can find him on Twitter. It's Treyonce, MUA. And these stories are also featured on the blog, so feel free to go to gaysidestories.com/blog to see these and more stories. Yes, indeed.
So, before we get into the schooling life, I was comment creeping on Vista. Now, if you don't know what Vista is, it's like a bookmarking app where people post a lot of porn things, but I really love Vista because of the comments. They always have me in my good under the bed laughing.
You mean my Vista?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it was a video.
You be on there so much it ain't even my Vista. It's just Vista.
It's just Vista. You know, you got to give it a nickname. Anyway, so I'm comment creeping, and it was a video, an amateur video. I don't even remember the video, but the comments had me dying. So let me tell y'all, it was 2 dudes. I want to say they was in the bathroom getting it on, and they recorded it. So some dude just bust out and said, I appreciate y'all for posting my video. I'm the top in the video, and that was actually recorded up at my job in the early morning. Appreciate all the love. He gave his X2 name. So then somebody responded and said, stop lying, because I'm the bottom in this video. You lying, Mr. Top in the video. So then somebody else was like, well, hell, somebody lying in the comment section say it ain't so. So then somebody else was like, well, if you the top and you the bottom, but neither one of y'all seem to know each other, y'all are just whack as fuck. But the comment that killed me was somebody who called themselves the toilet. And they was like, I'm sorry, boys, but that is none of y'all. I'm the toilet, and I definitely do not recall seeing y'all on top of me. The person who flushed me had larger hands, and they were rough. I suggested washing his hands with Dove soap because my handle wasn't trying to feel the Harriet Tubman hands. So, yeah, it's not you, but I'm glad I got some play all over my Vista.
If you tell me that their profile picture is an actual toilet.
It is. And that's is why I was like in my feelings.
Wow.
When I tell you I gave you the heartiest laugh ever in my life reading that. I ain't never laughed so hard at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, there's always that one person that will comment like that and just take you down. Always, always, always.
But since this is our schooling life section, what was your schooling life for this week, Trilificent?
I actually have a couple.
Go for it.
So the first one was I had an LOL moment on Twitter. I don't know how, but I randomly was on Twitter and was talking about something, and I was like,
"Random Twitter.
Whatever happened to that TLC album?
Whatever happened to your disabilities? The newsman on the paperboy, he didn't leave me." But
where's Judy? No,
Judy went to her room and she did not come out for 3 seasons.
Because she turned that camera on and got to get.
And she was up in
She on my Vista.
Let me stop talking about Jamie Foxworth.
So yeah, I posted that. Whatever happened to that TLC album?
Where is the CD?
And somebody, like a TLC fan page, replied.
You got your ass told up, didn't you?
No, because I didn't say it mean. I was just like, whatever happened to that
Katy
album?
Perry put $50,000 down. We need to know what's going on.
She put 50?
I don't know. I'm just making
it was
a
like
number.
10.
Whatever. It was still more money than we seen product.
I mean, but we know that they made they made way more than they were asking for. Anyway, so this person
T-Bon's got a whole Benz, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
They replied with a picture, and it was like the TLC album is supposed to be out in June of this year.
Okay, well,
so I'm gonna have my eyes peeled. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to listen or purchase, but I will look
for the
and
TC
see
album.
if it comes out.
T-Bars and Chili taking coins.
My next one was working on the Trill Minds blog, getting that off the ground. You know,
cool.
figuring out how I'm gonna do that. I'm still putting some thought into it, but I wrote a couple of blog posts. I've never really
feel about doing that, because I remember when I used to blog, it used to be like, okay, at first it was so much fun to just put your opinion out there, but then after a while I felt like I had to put my opinion out there more. Like, people kept asking for more shit and more stuff. I'm like, well, bitch, I gotta work too. Oh, I can't just be up here typing all day.
Well, I mean, I'm just getting it off the ground, so I don't know. But I don't know if I really found my voice yet. I'm not sure how I want to do it. But I think I like it. I've never really done the blogging thing before, and it's not really like blogging. It's really just, like I said, this one specific topic. I want to do the LGBT news, but there's also some fun stuff too. Like, I did one about traveling and stuff like that. So it just depends on what I come across. Okay. And the last one was I spent some time this week catching up on podcasts that I listened to. And with that in mind, I just want to say something. Can I have a little leeway? May I?
Go for it.
So I was listening to this podcast, and it's always Beyonce. It's always Beyonce. I don't know why. Beyonce Beyonce washes away all the bullshit and lets you see what it is. Anything related to her will show you people's true colors. So it was these two guys, and I guess they were straight. I didn't know they were straight when I looked at the podcast and everything, but whatever. That's not important. So they started talking about Beyonce. They started talking about her pregnancy announcement. And they were like, oh, you know, and I don't know why people making such a big deal about it, and y'all act like y'all her family, and da-da-da-da.
We are her family, and it is a big deal because it's motherfucking Beyonce.
I let that slide because I said...
That's why I can't.
I said, you know what? You know, you have to... You know, people have differing opinions, and that's fine. Whatever. Because I don't argue about Beyonce anyway, so it really doesn't matter how you feel about bullshit. It. But what got me was how quickly... it went from, and I don't know why y'all feel like y'all family and y'all related to her. Then it went to, and ha ha ha, and the hoes always da 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 Beyonce and da da da. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, why do the people who like Beyonce have to be hoes? And it was like they were targeting black women, and I was just like, I don't get this. And I was like, even if it's in a joking manner, right. Why do you? Queens. It's not. It wasn't even about Beyonce. Right. It was just like,
do my queens.
Why do you so easily slide into that?
Right?
Y'all some hoes because y'all like Beyonce. Like, that's not. If you joking, that's not funny
at all.
And if you serious, then you need to shut the fuck up.
Don't let nobody call y'all hoes.
Don't let nobody call y'all hoes. Don't let no nigga call y'all hoes. Especially just for liking Beyonce. Right. Like, that ain't even nothing to call a hoe
and
a hoe about. If
you want to be a hoe, and I'll support you that way too. You could be a hoe.
Like, it's real hoes out here making whole shit happen, and you sit up here, oh, y'all happy that Beyonce got babies in her womb. Y'all some hoes. Y'all stupid. Please shut up. Please shut the fuck up. The whole fuck up. How about that? So that was it. School and life and school and shut up.
Well, I've had a really fun week now. I've been working. Y'all know I've been trying to work every day, all day. You know, same old bullshit. And this week I have been playing iMessage pool. I don't know where I've been because I know everybody plays pool all the time, but I've been like, fuck that. I'm too old to be playing iMessage pool.
Listen, those iMessage games, low-key, are lit.
When I tell you I've been having so much fun, I've been having like 10 games going at a time. I've been betting people for nudes and all kinds. It's like lit.
It always comes back to the nudes.
Hey, y'all already know you can send your nudes to
gaysidestories@gmail.com. Safe with us.
But I've been playing iMessage pool. I've actually been playing pool with like my friends, my family. Like I feel like it's a way to connect with people that you don't have a way to connect with. Like, I have a brother that's 20, and I'm 33. So it's like we don't have anything really in common, you know, because we're 13 years apart. And I have another brother that's younger than him. But my 20-year-old brother and I have been playing pool together. And then, like, my 19-year-old cousin and I have been playing pool together, too. And I've been telling her, like, hey, I've been playing pool, and I've been getting my ass whooped. So y'all need to help me out. So they've been giving me pointers while playing me, still whooping my ass. But it's still fun. It's a way that I can talk to them. And then I've been playing with my friends. I've been playing with like people while I'm on Zoom, just doing all kinds of crazy stuff, playing pool. And
I ain't got no invite, but that's neither here nor there.
I will invite you to pool, bitch, because we can play pool. We can play Connect Four. Somebody play golf.
Bitch, they got Connect Four.
Bitch, yes.
Oh yes.
I was playing golf with somebody today. And I was like, I didn't like the golf though, because like you got to pay.
That sounds like too much work.
Yeah, it was too much work.
But Connect Four sounds litty.
Yes, and it's through text message, so you know.
Right.
Because
I played Word with Friends with somebody through text message, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Right, because you just boom, 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 boom. Ain't no extra app and bullshit.
Right, because I be forgetting about the apps after a while.
You can go in there and talk to them while you playing, talk your shit.
Right, you can
talk
your shit.
I will send you a motherfucking voice message, and I'll get use them hoes. I'll be like, yeah, bitch. That's just me. That's me all the time. I could be losing. I'm still gonna talk shit.
Got a balls.
But I've been playing pool. I've even talked to somebody that I might be kind of interested in through pool. We've been playing pool, and it's cool. And then not only have I been playing pool, I've been in, because y'all know I was gonna take it the other way.
Always.
I've been in Facebook groups all week long. Just I didn't know Facebook groups were lit like that. Like you know how Facebook is the boring app. Not now that I'm in all these groups. I'll be like, oh, wow, what is going on? What is this? Oh, my goodness, look at my inbox. And I'll be having, like, all kinds of messages and shit. I'll be like, oh, this is the shit. But it's been fun. It's been getting me through my week. It's my schooling life.
You in these groups with your regular Facebook?
Yes.
That I'm connected to?
Yeah, you can't see nothing unless you're in the group.
No, I'm just saying, like,
yes.
I know it has your name and stuff.
It surely does.
Interesting.
Very.
Full disclosure, I am a part of 2 of the groups, but I haven't figured out how to work it.
I'm in like 6 now.
I think because
it's fun.
Facebook is just...
It made Facebook feel younger to me.
And then it just... All them notifications, and they don't turn off when I tell them to.
And then I turned off them live. No, y'all don't know when y'all go live. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Don't want that.
I don't want that. But I don't want the notification. Like if I comment on somebody's thing, I don't want to be notified when somebody else comments on it. Like I don't give a fuck.
You have to leave the post.
Leave it.
Like so when you're on it,
it's too much fucking work.
When you finish your comment, just when you get the notification, something that says leave post, you don't like actually leave the post, but it doesn't give you any more notifications.
Okay.
I have to show you.
Guess.
Yeah, it's weird.
But I am a part of 2.
They're fun, aren't they?
So I haven't really tested them out.
They're fun.
Because I don't really know what to do. I'm going to learn.
It's fun.
I'm going to learn. All right. So let's move on. So the topic that I've chosen this week is, drum roll,
bottoms. Because BLM stands for Bottoms Lives Matter. I just wanted to say that so y'all can be mad and be all over my mentions because I don't give a fuck.
Bottoms Lives Matter. I'm gonna name the episode that. I don't care.
What you gonna do about it?
What you
Find
gonna
us with your pissy ass. That's my favorite part of that.
So this week, we're gonna have a discussion about bottoms, the plight of a bottom, the things that you got to go through as a bottom, even if you don't identify as a bottom. If you bottom, like, aka if you get penetrated, things that you need to go through, the actual act. But I have some other stuff too, and I believe Chelshire has a few things to chime in as well.
I surely do.
I'm sure you do.
I did.
So let's get started.
All that shade in that. I'm
sure
you do. Because this bitch over here don't know all about the bottoming.
There was no shade.
It really was.
That's not what I meant by it.
I know you.
No, that was not. You should know me well enough to know that if I was trying to be shady, I would not be denying it like this.
He shades me 24/7, so he doesn't even know when he shades me.
This is a falsehood.
No, it isn't.
I know.
Remember the time we was in the car and I told you was shady? You was like, no, I wouldn't. I'll play back the video. You was like, bitch. Trust me, y'all. I know when this hoe is being shady.
Why you have video?
And you was like, why you got video? That's exactly what you said in the car, too. That's exactly what you said in the car. I said, because of times like this hoe does not know when he's being shady.
What kind of trash ass shit is? What kind of trash behavior?
I ain't never sent the video to nobody but him. I mean, he saw it.
I'm not even.
So
whatever.
That's what kind of friend I am. I have
to
show my friends that.
Let's get into it. Yes. Let's dive in between the cheeks.
Let's go, little kitty cat.
You think it's nothing?
He don't want no more.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is identifying as a bottom. So I guess, what's your opinion? How do you go about learning that you're a bottom? How do you and embracing that identity?
I don't think a lot of people do embrace it.
I agree.
Like, a lot of people are bottoms and they don't want you to know that. And I don't think that you should have to be ashamed of your bottomness.
Right. Because there's definitely like a negative connotation still, and even in 2017.
It took me a while as a bottom.
It took
to
me
be like,
too.
Okay, I'm a bottom.
It took me a while to change my view of bottoms and bottoming.
Right.
Not that I don't identify as a bottom.
Right. Because this bitch used to always say, you pick bottom with B.O.B. Like, to
and
me.
I still will.
And he still will. And
because
it's me.
But I don't mean
friend.
it.
But he doesn't
like
mean it like that.
An insult.
Right. But back in the day, to me, it was just a good old way to.
But back in the day, you didn't identify as a bottom openly.
Not as open as I am now.
It would have been a different dynamic.
Right.
It would have been different then.
Right.
But I agree.
Used to be a fake verse. You know, you got those out there all the time.
Not a fake. That is true. That is true.
You know, you're right.
I'm verse, and
but
then
I'm gonna send you an ass pic.
And then when you hook up, they'd be like, "Well, I didn't want to tell you this when we were chatting on Jack."
No, not even that.
I'm really a bottom.
This it. I don't want to top today, so I think I'm going to be the bottom. And
that's
then
cool.
Then y'all are both bottoms, and y'all like, well, what do we do? Do we bump booties? Pretty much, because that's what you got. So be truthful.
Be truthful, you know. But that is one thing. Like, you really can't fault a person that's verse or that claims that they're verse for saying, I don't want to top today. But if you flat out come out and be like, yeah, I lied, I'm not verse, I'm a bottom. It'd be like,
no one lies to say that. They always just say
that has happened to me. Oh. Someone literally said those words.
Well, you know.
Wait a minute.
I didn't say anything.
Come on.
No, I wasn't saying like I said you're a experienced person, so bitch, it's not like that. I'm saying that we'll talk about that later. Because it really wasn't like that. It was like, I'm saying that you could do either or. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like...
I identify as verse.
Right. So, if somebody lied to you and said you was a bottom, then you got to put on your top hat and be a top.
It's not even that. Just because I don't like to be lied to. Especially over
I don't like to
prepare.
Shit. But we'll talk about that later.
That's later in the conversation. Okay, so let's move on. And I think we touched on it a little bit, but let's get a little bit deeper into it. The idea that being a bottom or bottoming, being penetrated, makes you less of a man.
Bitch, I'm a full ass nigga. You ain't got shit that you can say to me because I'll whoop your motherfucking ass.
But do you know what I mean? Like,
right? No, I get what.
I know when I was younger, like I kind of subscribed to that. Like I a lot of times I was hesitant to bottom, or I was conflicted about bottoming because I was like, what does this mean? Does this mean, I'm not
a dude no more? Like,
not that I'm not a dude, but I'm not as much of a dude.
Because I have this on my thing. So, and we'll talk about I'm in my notes.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking about that, and like, I don't talk about this lady enough, but my mama is one of my best supporters in the world, right? And she's not listening to this because I refuse to tell her about this. But my whole thing,
like Juicy Mama.
I wasn't one of the people that was scared to come out. I was scared of my mama's reaction. So I would be like I tell mama, hey, mom, I'm gay, and she'd be like, are you the bottom? Or some bullshit, and that's...
Oh, you was worried your mom was gonna react like what's your face mama and Queer as Folk.
Because that's how my mama is. She's my mama is that lady.
That's nice.
But she's so cool. And she's a preacher's wife.
So I guess how did you break that mindset of thinking that bottoming somehow made you or anybody else less of a man?
Me? Yeah, I know I tell you all about me.
On the business.
It took me a while. I'm still struggling with it sometimes. But really, it depends on the situation I'm in.
Huh.
Like because I have a lot of friends, and I don't sleep with a lot of my friends. So, I ain't slept with none of my friends actually. But we can have a conversation and be talking about something, and I can feel uncomfortable because a lot of my friends are tops. And you'd be like, oh, well, I'm the bottom in the back. And I don't know how to, like, I don't feel as comfortable as I am right now saying, hey, bitch, I'm a bottom. So lately, in like kick groups and stuff, when they're like, who's the bottom in here? My black ass be the first one with the hand up. Hey,
Aki,
it's me.
It's here.
And,
It's me.
I find
It's a bottom.
myself
It's a bottom.
more and more comfortable saying it now since I've been saying it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I'm not sitting back and like, ugh, who's going to say it first? I'm the one that says it first now. And I'm like, okay, I'm liking this because as soon as I say it, then I'm not getting like a negative reaction back because if you know me, you know me. I'm Jamie. So whatever.
I think for me, it came with being exposed to more different types of gay men,
Right.
And also just the maturity that comes, hopefully, as you get older. But when you were younger, you buy into this mindset because it's all that's really presented to you that if you're gay, then the man is the top,
That's
and
a lie.
the lady, quote unquote, is the bottom.
Let me tell you how much that's a lie.
So
There is a drag queen that is in my inbox that wants to top me, but there's no Mac on my back.
bye.
So it's not gonna happen. But it's great to have that out there.
He got options, y'all. He
But
got
I'm
options.
single. I'm by myself, and I'm not.
But you know what I mean. So it just when I was exposed to more guys, and I met the quote unquote masculine bottoms, and I met I'm just a regular dude, and I just like the bottom,
Right.
and I was like, okay, it really means you can be whatever kind of dude and have whatever sexual position that you want.
Have. Right.
Come on.
Come on, twinsies.
One of the twin powers, gay debate.
Boom.
Yeah. 2. Okay.
Y'all, we are on like this good wavelength today.
We are. This is good. So let's move on. The next one.
Oh God,
Wow.
you should see his face.
The idea that somehow a bottom should cater to a top in and out of the bedroom. So what I mean by that is this mindset that the bottom basically is the woman, and the bottom should cook, and the bottom should clean, and the bottom should do this for his top and this for his top, and lead it and let it get beat. What do you think about that?
Okay. And this has nothing to do with being a bottom or anything. For
It doesn't.
me, I'm the type of person, no matter who I'm talking to, because I have not always been a bottom in my relationships, just the FYI. If I'm talking to you, I'm just the type of person that I will cater to you just because that's just how I am. It don't have anything to do with what your sexual position is, because I was talking to a bottom for a long time. And we had a and we had a great little old relationship. And
Was there sex?
Yeah, there was sex involved.
Oh my!
A lot of sex.
Come
involved.
on, sexual history.
I was,
but
putting
you
it
know
down.
what? And you know what?
Yes, I was.
Come on, taking it to Pound Town.
I was the top. Remember?
But I think that's.
But at the same
not to
time,
interrupt you, I think that's important that your sexual position can evolve.
Right.
Like you don't have to be like, okay, who got the Scantron? I'm gonna go ahead and bubble bottom, and I'm gonna be a bottom for the rest of my motherfucking life. Like you can change, you can explore, you can do different things. You don't have to be stuck in one role.
Really
but go
don't.
ahead.
I was just gonna say it was a time I was a top by default because the top couldn't get it in, and I had to be the top. But anyway, and it wasn't good for me. But they got they without touching themselves, so I was doing something right. But anyway, in that relationship, I still catered to them, and it wasn't just because that's who I am.
Right. It's more of a personality. It doesn't have anything to do with the position. I think part of that is, and I know people have touched on this before. It's this that mindset of subscribing to
top
the
does not make you no
normative,
nigga, and bottom does not make you no
right.
girl.
Exactly, and
that's just what it is.
Because I think people are so programmed to try to fit every relationship into that because that is supposed to be the default. So if you have a different kind of relationship, immediately it's who's the man, who's the girl, who's the top, who's the bottom, who's fucking and who's getting fucked. And it's so, it's important as gay men, as lesbians, as whatever you identify as, to realize you don't have to define your relationship that way. You definitely do not have to define your sexual position that way. And your sexual position doesn't define anything else. Me personally, I feel like if you are the type of person that likes to cater to people, go ahead and do your thing, but don't have, if that's not you, or if the person you with don't deserve it, don't let them come and bully you into being like, oh, you need to cook my breakfast, bitch, and you need to do some cartwheels around here and entertain me and vacuum my floor and
if you want me to vacuum
lick
your
my
floor,
feet and all this other kind of shit.
You want me to do cartwheels, you better be putting some vacuum floor money up in my motherfucking bank account. You better be putting some lick my feet money in my... I need it to say on my transaction report, vacuum my floor money, lick my feet money. All the cartwheel money. I need that to see that. If you can't get that on my bank account...
What did I say earlier? Transactions. We need some transactions.
Shit.
All right. Next.
Come on, next.
So
we will.
And we may have talked. We may have kind of touched on this a little bit, but
to ecstasy.
This idea that masculine bottoms are some kind of anomaly.
Wrong.
Like the masculine bottom is this magical fairy unicorn motherfucker who is the ultimate goal. And man, if I have me a masculine bottom, then oh my God, that's just, and I like a nigga that grunt when he throwing it back, and I don't want to have no makeup on my pillow and all this extra stupid ass shit.
I'm not wearing no
and
makeup.
It's really like, please shut the fuck up. Like, if that's what you like, fine, but stop putting stuff like that on this pedestal to demonize everybody else that doesn't fit it. Like, that's bullshit.
Just what it is.
Leave people the fuck alone. We're good on that.
Oh, we're good on that?
The next one.
Come on, good on that.
The next one is this phenomenon that I've seen over the years of trying to catch a top through the power of your bus.
Oh.
And can I just say, please don't do that. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but the odds of you putting it down so good that this man is just gonna forget everything else and lock it down and ring you up and all this other shit. Like, don't put so much power on your sexual prowess that you feel like you can do anything like that, because niggas gonna do what they want to do.
What the fuck they
at the end of the day. If they want to commit to you, they will. And if they don't, they not. And it don't matter how many tricks you do. Like. It does not matter if you swing from the chandelier and land on the dick in a split. If he don't want to be with you and he don't want to commit to you, he's not going to. It don't matter how powerful that pussy is.
Pussy.
I mean, for women, for the lesbians, I mean, don't matter how powerful that pussy or that tongue is either. Like, don't let that be your defining thing of how you attract someone and how you keep them.
Right.
Like, it needs to be an overall personality, compatibility, things of that nature. Agree?
I'm 100% in agreement with that.
All right. So let's move on. The next one is, okay, this is a good one. So this one is the idea that bottoms hate other bottoms and or they see every other bottom as competition. So I want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Okay, so I used to feel that way.
Meow.
I'm not even gonna lie. I used to not get along with bottoms. I used to be like, it's a bottom, bye, bitch. Go somewhere and sit your bitch ass down. I'm gonna talk to you with your ugly ass. But
that's so mean.
In my growth of being 33 years old, I don't feel that way anymore. I've actually been really cool with a lot of bottoms. I found out that bottoms can actually do a lot of things with each other, sexually and not sexually.
Oh?
Yeah. I mean, there's a few bottoms that have told me that, and I've gotten more compliments from bottoms than I have tops, that have told me, like, I really like the way you're shaped, or I really like the way you wear that, and help me out. Where can I get this from? And I've been like, oh, well, just go right here. Let me see the link. And it's been like cool. It's been a great networking experience talking to other bottoms. Right.
Interesting.
And like, oh God. Because y'all know I give y'all too much of my motherfucking business.
You do this every time.
Just I know, say because I say stuff that y'all don't need to know. But yes, y'all do need to know.
Just say the shit.
So I post pictures in some places of me. I'm normally clothed, but not clothed. Like,
we've already discussed it. They already know you have a whole account on Twitter and Periscope.
But they're not butt naked accounts. I normally have on like underwear or whatever. really sexy underwear. And there has been times where I have posted a picture or whatever, and then I'll get like a message and like from a bottom, like, man, I'm a bottom, but damn, I just want to eat your ass, or I just want to, I don't understand. And it's flattering, it's fun, and I can really enjoy those compliments, and I can give them back.
Amen for growth.
Right, because it was a time where I was like, bitch, you a bottom, get the fuck away from me with your pissy ass.
No, ma'am.
But I'm not that no more.
No, ma'am. No, sir.
No ham, no turkey.
I pretty much agree. I think it's a maturity thing.
Right.
I think, you know, when you get comfortable in yourself and in your skin, you know, you stop feeling like everybody is competition, or you need to compete with everybody for this one bottom, like, you know, this one scrap. Like, it's plenty of tops out there. You know, sometimes
there's plenty of bottoms out there. You can go have you some fun.
Listen, and there's plenty of toys out there. All right.
There's plenty of videos of two bottoms playing with toys out there.
Toys. Right.
Toys.
All right.
Right.
You know, get you a double-headed dildo
and have you some
and go
fun.
to town. Go rodeo that right. Shit.
I haven't used one of those, but
me neither.
I don't have one of those.
I don't know. It may be a first time for everything. Who knows? Anyway, moving on. So the last thing is, I guess this is more my speed, is the verse men that find themselves on the bottom
end.
Yes, okay. Of the, you know, the bottom of that fraction.
Okay, I got you.
And I actually, I was asking one of my friends this week, because one of my big things, and I probably will talk about this on a future episode, is I feel like a lot of gay men don't really know what verse means, because in my experience, a lot of people, they hear verse and they automatically assume
that is Mariah Carey singing a verse on a song.
When the last time she done sang a verse on a song? Let's be honest.
In the studio last week, but in live performances. Y'all should see my lip sync, because I wasn't saying nothing.
Oh, that was a very shady few seconds. Anyway, what I was saying was,
it wasn't supposed to be.
I know. I don't think a lot of gays know what verse mean, because they hear verse and they automatically assume, oh, you verse, that means you expect to get topped in every situation. And it's like, that's not what that means. It means that I could do either or. Right. Like, if I know you a top,
we should make a term for that. Because
or I know you a bottom.
You know how there's flip flop sessions where you both do your thing. But what about when you just want to do one? Why we don't have a term for that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what is the difference between top or bottom?
There isn't a top, or I'm just saying, like shouldn't there be like a name for that? You know how we got names for everything.
You mean like a verse bottom?
No, I'm just saying, okay, let's say, because I wouldn't even call you a verse bottom or a verse top. I'm just saying, this time you don't want to be, like, when you have sex, you want to do either or, not both. But you know how when people have sex and they do both, they call those flip-flop sections, you know? So why we don't have a term for when you just want to do one? You know what I'm saying?
No, because that sounds like regular sex. That sounds like a regular session.
But that might not be. That might be a regular session to you, but that might not be a regular session to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't. You see his face.
But yeah.
We should have a term for that. There should be something out there. Let's make a term, people.
All right.
Send those term requests up to the email, thegaysidestories@gmail.com.
Send the stuff directly to Chelshire for him to give a better explanation of what the fuck he was just talking about.
No, I'm just saying, like, okay, so, like, let's say that you know how when we say, I want to have a flip-flop session, that means that when you go there, you have the intention of doing both sides, because it's your verse. But what if you don't want to do both sides this time, but you might want to do the other side next time? Like, what can we call that?
I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. I don't know why that needs a separate
I'm just saying, so
term.
that I think it needs a separate term so that people can go into it knowing that, bitch, we're doing one. We're not doing both.
I mean, but that... I don't know. I think that depends on how the conversation goes.
But you know how y'all hoes talk. Y'all don't say shit. Y'all both end up tops. Y'all both end up bottoms. Y'all be looking like some damn fools trying to call somebody for a threesome.
So, my thing with that has been, number one, like I said, like a lot of bottoms, when you say I'm versed, they be like, I can't deal with you. And it's just like,
but you can.
But I know you're a bottom. Right. So even if though I'm versed, I'm not going to go into it expecting for you to top.
Right. But some people feel that you're going to need that top session at some point, so they don't want to jump into it.
I mean, but that's a conversation to have. Like, you know, my thing is the assumptions. And the other thing that I've gotten a lot being owning my versatility, my versatility, my.
Whatever happened to your versatility?
It's on display.
I'm not.
I got a K. It got a V. That was about to go.
I
can't. The way that. And I don't know if it happens to bottoms, but like lately, like tops have been the way that they talk to me, and I'm just like
they talk real disrespectfully.
Hell no.
Are they talking how? Like, what do you mean?
They talk in a way that it's like they feel like these things that they say are supposed to make me want to bend over immediately. Like they be like, "Are you a top or a bottom?" Nobody ever says top, bottom, or verse. It's always top or bottom, and I say I'm verse. And then they said, "Do you bottom?" And I'm like,
"Well, if I'm verse, I do both." So
it's just like, do I? Like I said, people don't know what verse means.
True.
So, and then they be like, and I'll be like, "Yes, I bottom. That's part of being."
I think it's too many lying versatile people out there. So people,
yeah,
you know, that's what it is.
That's why I mean, I don't take it personal, but at the same time, it is annoying. So you be like, and when you tell them that, then they're like, "Oh, well, you know. Here's my dick, and when you gonna let me get in that ass, and when you gonna let me slide my tongue between them cheeks," and it's just like, sir, this is literally the 5th message that we've sent. What is happening? And they don't understand, and it's just like, just because I'm versed and you asked me that question and I responded, that don't mean that I want to be bent over immediately.
Right.
For you, like and it's always the motherfuckers who don't have no clear pictures.
Then they don't have no
or
picture,
car.
They don't have no car. They don't have no place. They don't have nothing. And they want you to be the one to come pick them up, take you to their place,
take their ass home,
and then bring their asses home.
I'm like, I don't know what kind of buses you are used to, but this bus, this chocolate bus here, I don't do all that. I don't do all that. What I look like going to pick a nigga up so he can fuck me, then I got to take his ass back the fuck home.
Well, I'm trying to clear myself up.
Well, I'm trying, and all the motherfucking work that I got to go through. Speaking of, we are going to transition into the actual act of bottoming. We've been kind of talking about the social part. That's where
I was in my,
Now we're going into the actual act. So, but let's start with the degrees of bottom. So, how do you define a bottom versus a power bottom? Because I don't know. Even at 32 years of age, I don't really know if I know what a power bottom is.
I don't understand.
I think that a power bottom is like an aggressive bottom.
I don't even think it's that, because
I don't know what it is.
I can't.
That's what I've seen. That's what I've kind of read. But I think
it just depends on how you feel. Because some people say that a power bottom is just like, I've heard power bottom. I've heard true bottom. You heard true bottom?
I've never heard. Bitch, what is this? True blood? All these motherfucking terms?
As a bottom.
This is, what is it called?
I hear things. And a true bottom is somebody who
as a
says,
bottom. I pick up on things.
No. Somebody called.
What is a true bottom?
Me a true bottom because they felt like I didn't want anything done with my penis. So they were like, "You a true bottom?" Like, and this is somebody that don't even live in.
What the hell does that mean?
They were like, "So are you a true bottom?" I'm like, "What does that mean?" They were like, "So if I was to be with you, would I have to like suck you and stuff like that and all this and all that?" And I said, "Well, it's cool. You can do that, but you don't have to because I'm very sensitive down there, And they were like, "Okay, so you are a true bottom. That's cool." And I was like,
what the fuck?
This is new. And meanwhile, this person that was telling me this was straight.
Oh.
Right. So
straight to the bottom.
Straight,
but only the true ones.
Only the true ones.
Meaning, I don't want to suck dick. I just want to fuck ass.
Right. Pretty much.
Please,
they don't care what
get the fuck out of here
is
with
attached
that bullshit.
to. It's just,
but you see what I mean. You see what happens when you start creating too many motherfucking terms. But shit gets confusing.
It is very confusing. Like,
because that's all that means. I want a true bottom, meaning I don't want to suck dick and probably don't want to kiss. I just want to fuck.
But no,
and get my dick sucked.
They wanted to kiss and they wanted to do a lot of weird stuff. But okay,
let me come on your feet.
But not that one. But let me suck on your toes and stuff like that.
Toes is normal.
No, but like the way they were talking about it was like, and then they were like, "I'm moving to Texas because I want to be with you." And
pass.
And then all of a sudden, they blocked me. I don't even know what I did.
Their wife found you.
Probably.
Their wife found them
More
conversations.
Likely, but not knowing I have multiple profiles, so I had to go and cuss their ass out one good time.
I'm that bitch.
She was a sorry motherfucker, even though I didn't really care because you know me, bitch, you don't live here. Anyway.
Okay, so I think we can agree neither one of us really know. Okay, so I was going to say that, and then another kind of a definition of power bottom has been, bottoms that, can take it without much pain or without, going through a lot of trials and tribulations. And it's just like, I don't think being able to be pounded makes you a power bottom. If it does, then I am not one. I am not on that list. I am not in that number. Please do not hit me up thinking that you're going to, be trying to take down my motherfucking walls. Like, no, I'm not here for it. So I don't think either one of us really knows what power bottom is. Okay. So let's move on. Ooh, this is a good one. How do you deal with the pain? And the aim. Yes.
So it depends. It really depends. Like, some people think they doing all this and all that, and they're really not doing anything but...
Can we talk about it?
But hurting you. And they really think...
Hell, half the time they ain't even hurting you. Sometimes they not even really slip into you, and they think they back there knocking down the motherfucking
Let me say something to the bottoms and the girls that are listening.
Come on, the girls.
You know how we have straight listeners.
Yeah.
So
the women.
What we need to do,
hey women,
is we need to stop lying to these motherfuckers, telling them how good it is and how great it is, because they getting these big ass heads.
But the one between their legs is not so big
at all, and they think they are doing things.
Although, let me preface that I am not a size queen.
I'm not either. Not because the best. Let me not even talk about that.
Yeah.
But it's too many people out here with the big head in their mind thinking that they are doing all this and all that, and they're really not doing nothing. And y'all ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing but telling them, hey, this is great. And when you know damn well it wasn't good, and they taking it and running with it, and they run into somebody else with it, thinking that, oh, I got this. I got the dick of Jesus in this hoe. When Jesus didn't even use his. So we're not even going to act like that in 2017.
We're not.
Ladies and gays, we're going to stop this. We're going to stop this in 2017.
You know what? I agree. I had a situation where I hooked up with this guy and let him tell it. He was bringing down the motherfucking house. No Queen Latifah. Like, he thought that he was just wrecking my shit. And, he just thought he was going to town. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, does he know that it's not actually going in? Like, he's just he was just like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me it gets so wet? And I wanted to be like,
because that's lube.
Because that's lube. Like, you're fucking the lube. You're not fucking me. I don't know what you're fucking. Maybe some ghost pussy back there that you feeling. But
ghost.
But it's not mine. It's not my shoot that you getting into. So but you know what? I didn't say anything, and you're right. But it's so awkward. It's like it's something that you got to get your mind over, because it's so awkward to be like, I know you think you're doing a whole lot.
It's hard to tell somebody that they're not doing that,
because it's such an intimate time.
Right, unless it's like somebody you're really with.
Even then, it's hard to say.
It is, but you can have that conversation. I think you should have that
conversation.
conversation.
We need to man up and woman up and start having those conversations and being like, okay, what you're doing is not working for me. I'm not sure who it worked on in the past,
but guess what?
But let's talk about it. Okay. All right. So wait. Did you really say how you dealt with the pain? You just said it depends.
Well, okay. I just deal with it. Like, there's not a
so
way to.
You just grit your teeth and get through it.
And get through it, because sometimes it doesn't be good like that. But there has been times when it has been. You know what I'm saying? So I can't just say.
I've found in my experience, how I feel about the person affects that to a degree. People that I didn't really have any kind of connection with, the shit, and you just be like, sometimes it's just like, Jesus, Jesus, nigga, damn, you don't even know me. Why the fuck you trying to kill me? And then other times it's like, if I really like you, it's just like,
right. I've realized that if I really like the person, it's gonna be a better time.
The whole experience is better, but I've noticed that the pain, that ratio is a lot lower than if I don't really have that connection. Plus, it helps if the motherfucker knows what he's doing. But we'll talk about that later. Okay. So the next thing we want to talk about is our favorite topic.
Preparation.
No. Yes. The fleeting experience. I like to call it a good rinse. And it's, it's a good rinse. You wash it out. But it's how do you describe it? It's a lot. Like, it's a lot more difficult than I think people realize. You go through a lot, especially if your bowels, and I think I've said this before on the show, if your bowels and your stomach are not on the same page, it can be a daunting process to try to clean it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think when we talked about it on the show before, it was just like, when did you learn that you need to really properly rinse it out? Which is something, like I said, that's why, take a young gay, or, take a new gay. I won't say a young gay, because it could be someone that's like 50 that don't know no better. Take a new gay under your wing and be like, now, if you're on the bottom half, you need to sprinkle a little bit in there and push it on out, But I have a song about rinsing. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. So, picture it.
Oh, no.
1925. No.
No.
But you need to sing along with me.
Oh, no.
Yes. It's set to the beat of Webby's Bad Bitch.
Oh, no. Y'all come gather him from across
No,
the table.
it's good. It's good. Look, you'd be like, how does it go?
Because I'm a bad bitch.
Right. And then so you say, give it a good rinse.
I can't.
Yeah. A good rinse. A good rinse. A good rinse. A good rinse. No, yes.
No.
Listen, and then you break it down. So that's when you say, you give it a good rinse. The, what's that called? The hook. And then the little breakdown part. Where he'd be like, she got her own.
She got her own house. She got her own
job.
2 jobs. Look, she's a bad broad.
Right.
You wait out. Sit out.
Oh, I forgot to make up something for that part. Anyway, so that part, here's my little rhyme. So it's like, he clean between the cheeks. He buy his own fleet. Wash that thing out so he can get beat. Give it a good rinse. A good rinse. A good rinse. A good rinse. A good rinse.
He is really into this.
Listen, you have to make that fun.
It's not a fun process.
It's not a fun process. And things that I learned in the last couple of years, washing it, like, you have to be careful not to do it too much, because then you start washing away the natural mucus and membrane and the protection. And I had, this is TMI, but I went through it. The purpose of this podcast is to teach people. I had an instance where I think I fleeted too much to the point where my monkey was hurting, and like it was like a perpetual pain, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
This monkey was hurting y'all.
It was.
He got a hurt monkey.
My monkey was hurt. It was bruised.
Look, that's a hurt monkey.
That monkey didn't have no jobs that week. That monkey had one job, healing. But I think it was just because I had done too much, because my bowels were like, look, nigga. But I was like, look, I got an appointment. Get it the fuck together.
Speaking of appointments, tops, bitches. Don't set an appointment with a bottom
and then flake
and then cancel the fucking appointment.
Especially not like an hour before.
Do you know how much that bottom went through to get with your dusty ass?
They don't.
For you to be like, oh well,
they don't. I honestly,
my mama just got shot, so I gotta go to the hospital. Fuck your mama. If that's
that
in my mind, it's fuck your mama and fuck the hospital because
you need to come fuck me
because I didn't spend an hour in the bathroom getting my life together so that I can be clean for you. Yeah, I'm not saying fuck your mama.
I feel like a lot of gay men,
you don't know, it's a lot.
I think a lot of them just assume, you go into it and it's all good, and they don't realize, like, do you understand that I had to stand here and squirt water up my ass and push it back out for like an hour?
You don't know what kind of bottom you got. They might have had to not only squirt water up their ass, they might have extra equipment and got a dildo they ass for a few minutes to make sure ain't nothing coming out. It's just a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So
I
appreciate bottoms.
I was just about to say that. Y'all need to appreciate these bottoms a little bit more because all you had to do was take a shower.
Right.
Your ass is dirty.
Right. Now, if you the type that does not require a clean bottom, we're not talking to you.
Girl, bye.
Good luck in all things that you do.
Goodbye.
Not over here.
Goodbye.
But I understand that there, I had a young man that was like, oh, you don't have to clean up or anything, I can come through. And I was like, do you mean clean up my house or clean up me? And he was like, you. And I was like, block. I can't do it. Like, I don't, like, I'm self-conscious enough as it is with my body. Like, I don't want to smell. I don't want to be none of that. So the thought that I'm not clean and you're going to stick something in there and you're going to slide it back out and you're going to have more on it than when you stuck it in. I'm not okay with that. I'm sorry. I'm just not okay with that. If that's your thing, have at it. There are people out there that like it. Shit. They're not on this podcast, but they are out there. Find each other. Fuck to your heart's content. God bless you.
Good luck.
RuPaul bless you, whatever it takes.
Whatever it is.
All right.
Buster, what it is right
So, we're going to slide right on into the next topic, which is painting.
Why?
It's important. It's part of the experience. Unfortunately, a lot of people have that experience. So, for the people who don't know, if we have any straight listeners who are not familiar, painting is basically when if you are having anal sex and the person who is fucking you gets waste on their phallus. I like how I turned that. Waste on your phallus. Shit on your dick. It happens. Like I said, a lot of times, newer gays may not know to clean it out, or sometimes, you may have thought that you cleaned it out and shit happens. Literally. When I'm not talking about that shit that they be putting in the movies and on the show, that projectile shit where they stick it in and then it's like a fucking champagne bottle. The fucking cork is popped off and then it's shit all over the walls, Ray. Like, no, I'm not talking about that. But that is something, and I just want to say, let's try to be gracious. Like, sometimes accidents happen. I mean, you are sticking something into something that's not the purpose that it's made for. It is made to clean the body out, all the waste. So now, if you just got a dirty motherfucker, that's a different conversation that you need to have. Preferably
with that person, not in front of everybody.
Not in front of everybody. Not violently. I saw this movie. Oh my god, with these white gays.
Oh girl.
And they were on
so
like
extra.
They were on like coke and shit. It was like the beginning of the movie was set in like the 80s. Mm-hmm. So they were on coke and shit. And actually it wasn't even the bottom. It was the top. The guy that was gonna top. He went into the bathroom and did some lines, and then it made him like shit on himself. Mm-hmm. He was like, he was like,
no.
And he was so embarrassed. He like ran out of there, and then like 30 something years later, they came across each other and ended up falling in love. Oh, you were the one that got away. And I was like,
some bullshit, white shit.
I was like, I don't think the only thing that
I say that
didn't get away was that shit on your carpet. I'm like, you would have had to move, set that shit on fire, put you some hardwood floors in there, get Joanna Gaines in there to change out your shit. Okay. I guess my only thing with that is like, and I don't think people do this. Like, I don't think people go out here painting on purpose, because that's
not painting on purpose. P.O.P. Painting on purpose.
People are vindictive, but at the same time,
there's people who like that, and there's those groups of people that
we already talked about them.
So,
we're not talking about them. I would hope that nobody's out here painting on purpose, because it's already, I mean, painting is a huge running joke anyway in the community. Such and such. Anyway, moving on. So the next thing is dealing with tops that kind of have a one-size-fits-all approach to bottoms. And we kind of touched on this earlier, I think, when we were saying, tell these tops or these men that are fucking you if they are not doing it right. But I don't know if you've come across this where it's like, even when I've tried to tell a guy like, this is what you need to do, or that don't feel right, that don't feel good, they still want to do it the way they want to do it instead of doing it in a way that's pleasurable to you both. Mm-hmm. So I guess my question is, have you ever dealt with something like that?
No, because every person that I've actually had sexual relations with, when it comes to that, they had respect. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like I just met them and we just fucking and there we go. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody that I've ever messed around with, we had time behind us. So it wasn't like I just jumped into bed with them. So they knew me and I knew them. So they were respectful. Mm-hmm. So they didn't approach the situation like, I'm about to fuck and this nigga's about to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, not quite like that. Like I had a situation where me and this guy were talking, and he was an alpha, and he went on and on and on about how he had never dealt with dudes before, and then he pledged, and then he got turned out, and I was like, I don't know if that had anything to do with you being an alpha, but let him tell the alphas, oh my God, and they just, and I was like, I'm not comfortable. But anyway, we talked for a while before we hooked up. And when we did, even before, I told him, like, okay, because at the time I had not really ever bottomed. I think I had bottomed like maybe once or twice in my life. And I told him, do not ram your shit into me. And what did he do? He rammed that shit into me, and I'm like, bruh.
I ain't never had that situation.
I'm like, sir, please. He was like, okay, my bad. I was just too excited. And I'm like, it don't get that good. And then he did it again. So I had to make him stop because I was about to literally kick him in the face. So yeah, if someone rams, tell them. I had someone tell me that once again. Anyway, that's a whole different story. All right. So next, let's talk about pillow princes.
What is that?
Why your face changed like
I don't even know what that is.
So basically, that's like a bottom, or it doesn't have to necessarily be a bottom, but something, and because we're talking about bottoms, a bottom that just kind of lays there and expects everything to be done to them. Like, it's not, I guess, an active player in it. And my only thought on that is if you with somebody that don't mind it, because I've been with a lot of guys that are like just doing the most. So it's like half the time I don't even have an opportunity to do anything because they just doing everything. And the face you made lets me know you don't know nothing about that. But, you can't really be a top in, I mean, I guess you could, but I don't see that happening. So let's talk about positions. So, do you have advice for like a good position for somebody that's starting out as a bottom? Like, what's a good position to start off with that helps you open up or whatever?
I think you should try to become one with your body. Like, if you're gonna be a bottom, you're gonna have to know you. So I'm saying, go out, get you like a dildo. I'm so serious, where you can see if that's really what the lifestyle you're about. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not always coming.
And they're not that expensive on Amazon. They even sell them on Groupon.
They surely do.
They do.
I've bought a few there. But you just want to make sure you know your body and what you can handle and what you cannot handle. Because there's niggas out there with things out there that you don't want to put inside of you because you might mess up your whole entire being of life. So get to know your body a little bit. If you're gonna be a bottom, get to know your body. Get to know how you going to react to certain things.
Right. I don't think there's one set way because it's different for everybody. Right. Like I had an ex that was like, you should try riding. Like that's a good way to start off because you are in control of how deep and da 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 da. And I think it just depends because that doesn't work for me, but I can see how it would work for someone else. So I agree with Chelshire. Get to know your body. If you can, do what you need to do. I would. I mean, dildos are not that expensive. Please don't be out here sticking vegetables and shit in your poop chute. Please don't do that.
I mean, some people like that. Somebody was in one of my kick groups this week talking about they was sticking, and this person's a top, so it was so funny for them to say it. They was like, "Y'all, I'm playing with my ass right now with a cucumber." So we all in the kick group was like, "Show us," or it ain't true because we knew it wasn't true. But it was like, I really want to see that. It's stuff out there. I had an ex that told me once that they wanted to eat a sausage out of my ass. And I was like, I don't think that's going to be great. Because I have a fear of putting things up there that don't have an attachment to take it out. And it getting stuck. Because I've seen too many.
Why sausage?
They said they want to do something different. They said, I don't want to do cucumber. I want to do something different. So
sausage.
So it's like, let's do like a sausage.
Sausage. Nigga, it's so salty. What the fuck?
I don't know. People try things, and we did not try that. But, it's always things out there.
Man,
I can't imagine.
Baby, I want to eat this summer sausage out your ass. What the
not
fuck?
Even that. Oh, let me get this boudin sausage and stick it
It's not even sausage.
That's rice.
Be like, bitch, you got rice all up in my shit.
Right. Could you imagine?
No, I don't want to.
That's so nasty. Anyway.
That's so terrible.
But yeah, know your body. Know your body.
I've been shitting rice for 3 days.
Motherfucker, you better give me something. Again, bottoms. Y'all need to get paid for this.
Listen. Okay. We got a few more. What about fetishes? Have you come across any fetishes?
No, nothing we haven't talked about. Just, like people who like dirty asses and shit like that.
Okay. I came across this one guy, and he is into farting.
Oh, people are always into that.
And when
those are those sweaty people that like sweaty.
No. It's just the farting. I mean, yeah, there's those two. I've had a couple, but anyway, yeah, he was into farting. He's a bot. I mean, he says he's verse, but I believe that's a lie. But when I first met him, I was real young, So I didn't know any better. So he was like, "Oh yeah, you need to eat this ass and let me fart in your face. The winds of the Sahara all up in your face." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Why would you want to fart in my face, bro?" I was like, "Bro, I'm not into that. That's not what I'm about."
Could you imagine somebody farting in your face and it smells so bad you throw up in their ass? Because that's exactly where my mind went. Like, just immediate.
Just a whole waste party, just nasty. But yeah, that's really the only fetish I've really come across. Which, and I'm not even sure if that's a fetish, but it was something that I was not used to. Okay, I don't really have anything to add to this, but I thought it was important to bring up. Have you ever heard of anything that helps you preserve your walls?
Y'all want to know a secret? Okay, so
we would love to know a secret.
If I have a session with someone and I feel like I'm a little bit too loose after this session, I will get some preparation H and stick it on in there because it kind of closes it back up. It does. It does. Trust me.
Well, I mean,
or you could just not have sex for a little bit because it's gonna naturally go back together.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking more long term.
But preparation H does work, people.
All right, preparation H. Because I always wonder that, like, can you imagine like the life of a bottom and you like an active bottom and you've been actively bottoming for like
I might bottom
20, 25 years. And it's like, because what happens when you get old?
I've been in a relationship with someone where we were having sex at least 4 or 5 times a week. And it still hurted every time. But at the same time, we didn't have sex that long. So that might be the reason why. Because they were quick.
Yeah.
But if I felt that way, I would give me some good old preparation H.
So preparation H. If anybody has any tips. But how do you preserve your walls for the long haul?
That's what it was.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But now, since I don't have sex with nobody, it's just like, whatever.
I'm just thinking, like, you get to a point, it's like, okay, I'm going to Pound Town multiple times a week for an extended period of time.
Is it with one person?
When it doesn't matter if it's with one person or not. Like, and then, I get to my 50th birthday and I'm like, oh, thanks for buying me these Depends. I really needed them. I don't know. If you have any tips, send those to us. I'm very interested. Like, I wonder if Googleisha has anything for me. Okay, so the last thing, but this is just a general. If you have any other tips or tricks or advice for these burgeoning bottoms out here.
Not virgining bottoms. Come on,
not virgin. I didn't say virgining. I said burgeoning.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said
but the virgining ones too.
Okay. The ones that have good job.
Yeah. I'm a you're
not a virgin, nothing. You a virgin.
You don't know.
You a virgin nice person because I ain't never seen this hoe be nice to nobody. How about that? You should like this face.
Why would you do this?
Because I know you.
Why would you do this?
With your pissy ass.
No.
I
am a very nice person.
Where?
Every damn where. Bitch.
Where? Not here.
That's where. Here, there, and there too. A nice
but he's
person.
Not here with that.
I'm a nice person. I just have short tolerance.
Don't sound nice to me. Don't sound nice to me. Don't sound nice to me.
That's why I don't matter like your funky ass name.
Don't sound nice to me.
With your broke ass.
Don't sound nice to me.
All right. So I think that's it. I don't have anything else. You have anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. My last message for this episode is
Bottom lives matter. Bottom lives matter.
But my message is protect your walls.
And protect yourself.
Protect yourself. Protect your walls. Don't be out here letting anybody take you down. And if that's your thing, be safe. And I mean that not just sexually, but environmentally. Like, be safe because people out here crazy. We have an orange jello jiggler in the White House, and that has all of these crazy ass
he's
white
always
people.
talking about these walls, so y'all already know he's talking about you.
Hello.
Get your walls together.
Get your walls together.
Build the wall inside your body.
I'm just saying, don't let nobody take down your Stonehenge. That's all.
I like that. That should be on the shirt. Let me call. Let me my shirt.
Protect your Stonehenge. with a
I would call that girl that I wore that shirt from 3 months. Well, around my
Wasn't
birthday.
that like a year ago?
It was my birthday, and I still ain't got that shirt.
A year ago. Might as well be. All right. So that wraps up another episode of Gay Side Stories. If you guys have a story, or if you have some wisdom to share, or even if you have suggestions for show topics, you can submit those to gayside-stories@gmail.com. In the event you may want to send your stories anonymously, you can do that at thegaysidestories.tumblr.com/ask. Remember to subscribe on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play Music. When you subscribe, you get the new episodes automatically. Right. Fancy. Please do us a huge favor and rate and comment on the episodes on SoundCloud or iTunes. It helps with our visibility.
Yeah, it does.
Please. Let me ride that donkey. Let me ride that donkey. Let me ride that. I don't know why I love that song.
Everybody loves that song.
Everybody. It's such a classic.
It is.
All right. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook as Gay Side Stories. And as already said, we're on Tumblr as The Gay Side Stories. You can also submit things to us on the Tumblr page too. There's a link for that. And
you can really submit anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. At the end of the day, go to gayside-stories.com for all of this information and more. I've made some changes to the website this week, so now we have an extra section. And under extras, you can find the direct link to Bar Chelshire, so you can see the drinks. And you have a link to my blog, Trill Minds. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much all.
Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me anywhere as Chelshire, just an underscore after it for Instagram. But I'm Chelshire everywhere. That's CHELSHIRE. I'll tell y'all why my name is Chelshire on a different episode. There is a whole story behind my middle name.
All right. And you can find me as Trillificent everywhere. Email me at trillificent@gmail.com. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, Periscope, all the same name. Last but not least, shout out to my friend Sexy Lexi for having the idea and agreeing to be my creativity accountability partner. Super dope idea. I may talk about it more once we get it off the ground, but I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to you, Sexy Lexi. I'm ready to do this thing. And with that, let us be out.
Bye,
y'all.